Let's take a quick look at so far what this day has brought. And I love looking at this live. So if you do catch this on replay, it's going to be a great sort of study chart, a great explainer. So first thing in the morning, we had our clearing range breakout breakdown. That was the first thing. And note, this is a 5-minute chart. And the first number here is 661575. That's the actual clearing range high. So this is your CR high. That's what that stands for. And then you have your clearing range low down here. Now, even though I'm open to taking the short, I already had a bit of a bullish bias. Again, review the recap of the premium video from yesterday, from Wednesday, and you know that as we started to close in on that 200 EMA, we started sinking into a fairly wide zone, but nonetheless a zone of support. It's easier to start having a bullish bias. You look at the 60-minute. It's easier to look at the green grab candles there. You look at the 5-minute, and you look at the kind of market we inherited from earlier in the morning, 6, 7 a.m. It's easier to have that bullish bias. So the clearing range comes in, and we fully anticipate that wide volatility. So when I see the blue and the red click in, that doesn't really faze me because I know the clearing is volatile. So the 6616, this becomes your actual breakout buy. So I'm basically a quarter point above the range high. And then you'll see this one right here. That was the break even level after we hit our profit target. Now let's fast forward to where we are now. Once the market, well, let's fast forward step by step, I should say. So once the market had its breakout, fantastic. We had a certain number of points. That's our price movement range. That's where the profits were taken. But then we had this right in here. Now, ultimately, there's a few things to remember. One, between 11:30 and 12:30 Eastern, I don't want to initiate new trades. Now, you can say, hey, Rog, we actually hit the wave, the 34 EMA on the high at 11:35. And that is true. Could that have been a conservative entry? Yes, but again, I don't want to trade after 11:30. I mean, the 11:30 rings. I'm not waiting for the 11:30 candle to finish. Nothing. It's 11:30 on my clock. Set an alarm. Done. Go have lunch. Go to the gym. Whatever you want. So during this span, it actually takes you out to this span, 1:30. I'm not going to put on new trades. But I do want to remind y'all of something. This right here, I don't want you getting too aggressive on a short. You know, now it's tempting in a short-term time frame to start thinking about how you can maybe play wave reversals and whatnot, but I don't want you getting aggressive on the short. One, it's in that time frame that I don't want you to trade during. And two, again, I still have a pretty bullish bias. So now, so if you want to even discolor this red for stop, I think you're going to miss trades by doing this from time to time, but it's a filter. I think you're going to filter out a lot of bad trades by keeping this on, right? Keeping this no trade zone on your schedule. So after 1:30, back off to the races. So what do we have now? As we go into the last 2 hours of the day, I can see here that I have my requisite green grab candle consistency, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth dot right there. So right at that fifth dot, right through here. Now at that point, I can start thinking about pullback buys. And this is where the price movement ranges come in again, because this span in here, this distance in number of pips, ideally, I look at the 2 to 3 o'clock price movement range. And this is something we do here in the room, right? We're going to get into it here in just a moment, but just the explainer. Remember, I want to look at that price movement range and start to calculate what that projected low can be. So I go on over here. This is not a complicated tool to use, but you need to know how to use it. There are some basic instructions. They're in the members area. Now I look at the time, and I can see it's pretty much 30. I'm sorry, this is the ES we're looking at, right? No, NQ. So I was looking at the right market. So I'm looking at 30 to 45 points. And then I want to see a 30 to 45 point pullback before I even think about minimally buying. And this is where the time frame decisions come in, because 30 to 45 points from the minor high here, which is 66.68, subtract 35 points from that, you know, can you still maintain the validity of this uptrend? That's the question. And that's the thing that a lot of traders don't ask. Is this the right time frame to trade this, or do I need to go out to a larger time frame? I say we're going to go out to the 15, and that's the process.